The president's son, Don Jr., was on Fox News last night, and he accused Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff of leaking information to the press. It comes after BuzzFeed News reported President Trump's personal lawyer, his former personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, told the special counsel the president told him to lie to Congress.
In an extremely rare move, Mueller's team released a statement denying the report. The news outlet is standing by its story, though. So for more on this, we want to bring in Washington Post national security reporter Matt Zapotosky. Thank you so much for joining us, Matt. You have been covering the special counsel's investigation. I cannot really recall. There might be one other moment where we got an official
3 total
from the special counsel. So this was really interesting. What do you make of the special counsel making it a point to push back on BuzzFeed's story?
Well, it was just astounding, and we have reporting sort of from inside this decision that we published over the weekend, and they did not take this lightly. There was kind of a miscommunication between the special counsel's office press person and the reporters. The special counsel's office really didn't have a fulsome understanding of what the story was going to allege, and in hindsight, their spokesman believes people tell us that he would have pushed back sort of off the record and say, hey, that's wrong. Anyway, the story then drops, and they realize immediately we might have to do something about this. Democrats are sort of calling for an investigation and possible impeachment. So they spend the day, I guess it would be on Friday, going through all their evidence, looking at reports of interviews, other notes, reaching out to people who might have information that could support BuzzFeed's story, and they just come up empty. So they decide to issue this unprecedented statement. I mean, they've talked in the past about sort of more minor issues not sort of directly on point to their investigation, but having to do with the conduct of their employees or where Director Mueller was spotted in public. But this is the first time ever that they've really addressed evidence in the case, and it's to take aim at that BuzzFeed story.
So Matt, Anne-Marie and I have been talking about this, as I'm sure all of the reporters who have covered this administration and leading up to this election 2 years ago. And to me, it feels as if BuzzFeed is standing by their reporting and the reporting that the 2 reporters have done. And I get that, Jason Leopold, one of the reporters, he went and he sent an email to the special counsel's press person. It was very generic. It was only a couple of sentences long. Mm-hmm. Usually for all of us in this business, when we send, when we're writing a story on someone and we want them to comment, we send a detailed bullet point list of everything that's going to be in the report that pertains to them so they can respond back. He didn't do that. But the fact that they're standing by this, what does that tell us?
Man, I wish I knew. I watched Anthony Cormier over the weekend on CNN with his editor, Ben Smith, and they just are so steadfast in saying this is right. And they're giving themselves sort of no wiggle room.
That's right.
I mean, CNN sort of asked them, is it possible your sources are wrong? Is it possible they misinterpreted something? And Anthony said, they're not wrong. The issue is here, like, somebody is right and somebody is wrong. It doesn't seem like BuzzFeed is giving themselves any wiggle room. So I can't interpret, like, sometimes when these things happen, journalists know there's like something that's slightly off, you know, there's sort of a difference of opinion or a misinterpretation, and you can sort of resolve, oh, they're disputing this, but we got this aspect right. It seems like both sides, the special counsel and BuzzFeed, are just hardened in their position. The special counsel, we're told, feels like, no, the central premises that have to do with our office are totally wrong, and BuzzFeed is saying, no, we're totally right. And I don't know how to square that. I mean, one person is going to be right here and one person is going to be wrong in the end.
So what does this say about, you know, what's on the line for sort of the two groups, the special counsel and BuzzFeed News? What's on the line for them? They're both really sort of digging in their heels. And, you know, I should point out with BuzzFeed News, they have reported on some things that the general media has maybe shied away from, maybe jumped on later. When you think about the Steele dossier, the general media didn't go into as much detail. In fact, BuzzFeed News made it open to the public to read elements of it. Yes, exactly. So, you know, they've taken risks before and have been successful in taking those risks. But, you know, what's on the line for these two groups?
I think what's on the line for both of them is their credibility. I mean, if BuzzFeed is proven wrong, this is just disastrous. It's disastrous for the media. It's disastrous for that organization, which has done some great reporting, but sort of has a reputation of being the place that publishes listicles and things. And I think some people have used that to kind of diminish their reporting, which has been great maybe to this point. And the special counsel, similarly, their credibility is on the line. I mean, if it comes out that there's a 302, which is like an FBI report of an interview where Cohen does say he was directed to lie, or there was other evidence that the special counsel's office, I guess, missed or is now misleading the public on, geez, that would call into question whatever their conclusions are when they issue their final report. I assume this is going to be addressed in one way or the other. Maybe when Michael Cohen testifies before Congress next month, though I kind of doubt he'll talk about Russia-related topics. Maybe when the special counsel's office issues its final report, or maybe BuzzFeed will figure something out or figure out how it is that the special counsel's office is disputing them. But for both of these people, their credibility is on the line, and there are big stakes. You know, there are big things at stake if either one of them is wrong.
Indeed. Matt Zapotosky, always great to talk to you, my friend. Thanks so much.
Thank you.